Hello, everyone. This is Ronin's Mind, episode 6, I believe. This is episode 6. I did 5 the other time. So, this topic is going to be about justice. Since my dear brother over here wanted to be on the show after, like nagging me about it a little bit, and he said justice would be a good idea to talk about. So, welcome my friend that I consider brother Ryzen. Ugh.
Hello, everyone. My boy has lovely and graciously blessed all of you with my presence. I'm glad to be on the show, and I hope to see a lot more of you guys, and you'll see a lot more of me. All right, because in more kinds of videos, especially because I'm just that guy. You understand me? Huh?
Yeah, he's a cocky
Right.
one, so that's gonna be something that you're gonna see throughout this session. All right. So, um, since we're talking about justice, I want to ask you, what is your point of view on justice?
Well, um, pretty much like how I told you before. But like I think I was like months back when I actually told you. And let this also be a lesson for all of you guys, and let me know what all you guys think in the comments below. I'm gonna just tell you like how I pretty much I've always seen it. Like people's sense of justice is just to me simply their egos. It's based on their opinions, their perceptions, and as a result, can never be really true justice when, in factual terms, it's natural, it's not forced, and as a result, it's just pure intentions. Without you or their egos corrupting your idea of what's right and wrong, which is how people like you and me and all of you mostly but must stay neutral. Now everyone's problems to arguments, talks, and secrets, and to unfold as it should. This is
Right.
how I see it.
That's yeah. So when you're talking about like people's egos and stuff like that getting away, and also like getting in the mindset of the person's intentions, how do you deal with that when you are executing your own justice in your own situation when it comes to like your environment?
Hmm. Well, allow me to explain it to you, like pretty much how I would pretty much see it, how I would react. Well, that would depend on my sense of pretty much like what's right and wrong. Really,
Yeah.
everyone is usually different. I could do something that may seem right to me, but could seem wrong to them, but could also be vice versa at times. And depending on what I would do, well, that will just depend how I see you, really. Like, if I see you as someone who seems to be handling themselves, or perhaps if there's someone that's not worth, or someone who could be bad themselves to me, like if they're bad to me, I'll probably just sit back, if anything. I'll probably mind my own business and wait how it unfolds. Because at the end of the day, it's not like I'll be on any other sides. I'll just be on the side of my instincts and my logic. At least my form of it. Speaking of, it would also logic and common sense play in a big part of these too. Because you see, common sense and logic are also based on your pure opinion, ideals, and how you perceive people, like your perception of things. And I guess also, if you want to add on your own experience in it, then hey, go ahead and do that. So, adding that on in, I would pretty much, it'll all in the end tie down to what's good and what's best for me to do or to not do, or etc. I would say the term good and bad is also the same as we see justice again. Truth is, good and evil simply just don't exist. The true form of this good and evil is what I like to call. I think I told you this before, actually. But I'll tell them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you guys. I see it as mutual justice is how I would see it. Like, well, not justice. Mutual instincts. My bad. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is neutral instinct is when a person does not act based on any idea of justice or any idea of ego-driven ideals or what's right and wrong. I would say it's when or with every decision you make is based on your pure desires, and with every thought, every action is based on your instincts, including protecting others. And when you don't consider yourself a hero of justice or villainy or whatever, see yourself or however people see you, because your decisions are natural and not based on your ego, me not included, this
Uh-huh.
allows you to be free of evil thoughts and a sin that comes with destroying others based on your standards of what's right and wrong. I would say that is how I see everything, but with that mindset, and when I always have that mindset, I tend to always have a great ass time. Really. No thoughts, I don't even need to get high. Getting high right now, by the way. I'm not, I'm just.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. No worries, no nothing. I regret things, sure, but the only reason I would regret it is like forget that I had to do it. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting mindset because when I was talking about this with you beforehand, um, my perception of this did alter a bit throughout the time as well, since we had this conversation about good and evil
Mm,
and the proper true way of justice of being neutral, understanding both sides of the situation at hand, no matter what the case is, because everyone must be treated equal in the same sense since they're both arguing for a particular reason. And the conclusion
mm,
is always going to be different since everyone is always different, like raised differently, taught differently. There's always many different things of how people see things. So it is always a thing for most people. The way how I
mm,
would see it nowadays is that showing care to observe both sides of the situation. So being neutral, like always, no matter who it is being neutral. This is observe what is and what is not a good thing. Just to be around with, so it'll influence your perspective more as you're listening to both sides. So that's so you can give off the true answer that you will want for in your justice. Good and
mm.
evil to me is like, how would I put this? good and evil is very, very much like you think you're doing the right thing, but you don't know if you're doing the right thing. Good and evil is always a perspective turn towards like a perspective thing when it comes to different people. Because, like you said before, things that you're doing is probably good in your eyes, but is evil in other people's eyes. Now, saying that it doesn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
I sort of disagree because there are times there are moments there are blatant people that are like very evil to a certain extent. There are people out there that are very good in certain mindsets, but they can be too blind to one aspect than the other. That's why I prefer the yin and yang type mindset where you have this good, but you also have this evil. You just choose to maintain both. Because every now and then there are times where you would need that evil side just to understand the perspective of a different person, and the good side to understand the good person's perspective. I've seen people agree with the villains most times than the heroes, and then see people that are villains most likely, but they agree with the heroes at times as well. So that's why it interlocks pretty well. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I developed this mindset. So that's why you like having me around at most times when you're in situations like that, because you know I'm a listener. I listen to both sides and always have that good sensible meaning of like, maybe that's wrong, but also at the same time, what is your motives behind that? Oh, that would make sense that you would do that, and vice versa, and stuff like that. I like to really listen to both sides, no matter how bad the situation is. I still like to listen to both. It might look like I'm being the bad guy here, but also at the same time, I'm trying to make sure the best of the situation doesn't become even worse. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. So we all can
Mm-hmm.
learn from each other no matter what the scenario is. So it's fine that you have that bit of evilness in you. And it's okay, and it's damn sure very good to have that goodness in you. But make sure you have them at a both equal playing fields of plain sight view. So that's so you can tell that fine line of your justice. Since a lot of people look at justice very, very, very differently. So yeah, that is
Mm-hmm.
how I would see it. It wasn't
Okay.
always like this, but I
About
altered
to
it in
rock your
certain ways,
fucking
and now
world.
it works. All right,
I'm about to fucking rock your world. Okay, so two things.
sure.
One, I'm gonna tell you why I have my mindset. Second one is to give you an understanding of that and tell you why I don't believe it any of that could really exist.
Okay.
The reason why I have my mindset is because think of it. Back then, when we were all still evolving from cavemen, we all had our own terms of good and right. We didn't take too much because taking too much would spoil us. Everything was natural. Everything was on its own. It was all about survival. The reason why, when I'm developing all this good and right nonsense, is because someone decided to enforce their ideals onto us, which is by making rules, laws, that can limit a human's mindset and limitations, and what separates us from adapting to the world around us. So we're pretty much stuck here in worlds like this, dependent on who's ever in charge to run things for us. For instance, we have a rule, you could say, based on killing. We have a rule that prohibits certain actions. But most aspects and situations that will have to require and allow these. However, doing one of them could be considered a bad thing. But how if I would tell you what if we needed to survive? If we're in a situation that is either life and death or life and we have to preserve that. So we may have to do something that may seem bad to others, but it was good and beneficial for us because we managed to survive from it because of it, of the action we did or didn't take. You could say that robbers rob stores just for the hell of it. But really, at the end of the day, it's because people that become robbers that follow these laws blindly sometimes can't get what they want. And fortunately, in most situations, these are the same people that have families to go to, families to feed, just kids. For instance, a father that has a family to feed and a newborn child on the way. However, he can't seem to find a job nor the money to provide. And this is where the instincts kick in. The father gives into temptation, even knowing that it could be wrong for everyone else. But for himself and his family, it could mean survival. So he resorts to robbery, violence, selling anything that is valuable, including probably going to drugs, even robbing the store. Of course, you already know, first store people would pick is a grocery store. Small, of course, probably in a gas station. Why else do you think most people that rob those places have a gun but never usually use it? It's usually their first time, and it's out of desperation, and it's not what they came for. They came there to survive, take what they can, either it's for themselves or people that they care for, because no job would have accepted them or ever did a chance. Or it's possible because that they never really have any knowledge on the job they did. So it's the last choice they resort to. Because what else? It's not like you're going to have a loan, otherwise you'll be in more debt, and it will be end up doing more than you need to out of desperation. However, as usual, the guy is usually caught. Now, not only is he in jail, but his family is fatherless, husbandless, out their lives. And sometimes the family survives on their own somehow. Sometimes they separate. Sometimes they even die. And most of these things happen because rules and laws are set up that sometimes don't allow a simple man that does try and make an honest living, and it can turn him to a man of crime. And sometimes it works out. Sometimes the guy gets what he wants, gets the money. And that's fine. If in the end, in that guy's mind, what he was doing and all he cared for was his family, even if it meant putting others at risk, in his mind, he's doing good. Because in the end of the day, his goal was to help his family, not anyone else. I believe anyone else would have done that. Everyone probably would have done that in his situation. What else can you do? What are you going to do? Live in the car? That's the wrong choice. At least in my form of it. That's a bad ending. That's how I would see that. Most laws can turn a man crazy for following them. Because it's not like anyone listens. Another example, actually, which I assume a lot of you probably can relate to. Say if you're a child, gets abused by their family and friends, well, those that call it as such, in ways that they can possibly not speak of, and I certainly won't be able to speak of on the YouTube. TOS, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
However, this little girl goes to the authorities, actually tries. However, they don't listen. Sometimes the law doesn't listen, sometimes people don't. And sometimes, even when they do listen, they don't believe in you. Because you're a child and you're only listening to an adult that seems to know more. right? As usual. So one day, the child has two choices. Either one, actually do something about it, take things in your own hands, and do what must be done for your own safety, because you're the main character of your own story after all. Or two, take the easy way out. But children don't know better. They usually take the easy way out or go somewhere to someone to complain it to. But those kind of ones are just liars. But that's what gives me my mindset of it. But I said I was going to answer two things. That was one. So this is pretty much going to be about. I don't believe in it. It's pretty much going to be a similar story. There. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about what I was gonna say about it. I'm kind of high, you see.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm still surprised that you're still able to maintain a good flow of talking while you're high, but
Bro, I'm gonna be like Snoop Dogg of VR chat, bro. I've been high literally every day.
yeah, I know.
Literally. I'm getting used to it. But how I and why I don't really say that. Well, it's simply because for me, I can't really see myself. Everything I do and everything you do is with purpose. It's with meaning. So if I'm going to answer these things, we'll go way back to this. To if what you say or do is with purpose or not, or if you decide to be. But that will probably actually be a story for another session. Otherwise, we'll be at this for hours. It's not gonna hold you. Also, I believe I taught you this lesson, but let's teach them. This lesson, whatever Horizon. What is the best way to defeat your enemy?
Oh, this
That'll
one.
be for them to answer in the comments. You already know the answer. I should have pinned it in the DMs.
Yep.
Because I can't wait to see their answers. Also, for most of you that probably may or may not play Xenoverse, but I mean, it's not a big deal, but kind of a big deal. So man, hey, maybe you want to get your asses kicked on there. Come to Giga Horizon over here, and I'll show you what's up.
I told you guys.
I'll
He's
show you.
very he's very ego.
I suppose the shades weren't enough.
I rather keep it at the shades. I know you can make it even worse. We are not going to go down that route.
Now I think about it, I do look pretty badass, do I? Oh man. Sucks to be them. Also,
All right.
the term yin and yang, you see as the term as more of a thing to balance with. You find a balance when I simply reject it when there was nothing there to begin with. In the beginning, there wasn't really any good or right. In fact, we humans are no different from animals, where there is no good and right, nor good or evil, none of justice nonsense. We're all simply animals, doing what it takes to survive, simply following nature. For instance, a tiger kills a zebra, whatever, right? What are you
Yep.
going to do? Arrest it? Tell it freeze and hang up against the wall? put their hands up? No. Matter of fact, what are you gonna do? Most related creature to us in the world is the chimpanzee. Similar to us humans. Anyway, I would argue in the next 100 years or so that they'll even evolve into a more stronger and possibly smarter human. That's my prediction when it comes to them, by the way. But that story will be an interesting topic later. Apes usually have clans too, because they're at the primal stages where they're making clans of their own, and they've been at that for a while. Where they have their own sets, their own kind of rules. It's almost scary, really, to the point where you can even raise an ape as your own. You can even put a human child in the same cage as an ape, and they'll come out like Tarzan. But humans are similar to them too, you know. So, if an ape kills another ape, strangles him to death, kills him like a human being would, what are you gonna do? Arrest the monkey? Come to put their hands up? No. See, if it's a monkey on monkey kill, then it's all good. But when it's a monkey on a human, not even a freeze or anything like that, you shoot them to death. So, couldn't this be also be in vice versa? True, it can be. And sometimes it is even. We're no different from them after all. The only difference is that we're just a smarter form of them. But I can guarantee you, if you raise a monkey from birth and you raise him like a human being, even teach him how to talk, because I know that they're capable of it. Most of you. I guarantee you'll treat them like a human being. Well, let me say that with quotations. So, when you ask a thing like that, I actually just don't see it. We could be treating each other like fucking apes, really. And besides, truth be told, the government really is just a mafia if you really think about it. They run in a similar way. The only difference is that the government is like a legal mafia, while mafia is usually, well, illegal. But they both have similar, sometimes the same process. And they deal and handle the situations in a similar manner. Or as they like to call it, a business. But, yeah, that's very much it.
So
Do you have anything like
that's
to add on that?
that was a bit a lot to unpack there, but also at the same time, I see. So basically, no matter what, it can be vice versa, no matter the situation is. So that's why, from your perspective, it doesn't exist, since it can be vice versa. It has unlimited amount of, I don't know what the word I'm trying to find here or think of, but it's a word that possibilities. We'll just go with that word. The possibilities are endless, so it's kind of hard just to find out what is good and what is evil. Hence, why it does not exist from your point of view.
Right. Therefore, it is up to your standard to see what is right and wrong for yourself. Or, well, I like to say, what's best for you. In other words, I believe humans should do what's best for themselves and follow their own rules. In that case, that would be true freedom, as I would say. If you really think about it, you'll be able to truly be free to think for yourself without having any regrets or any worries about anyone else having to judge you, knowing damn well that they'll do the same thing. It's just that people are hypocrites.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I get it. Um.
Mm.
So when it comes to that, freedom is a very interesting topic because uh, people have like many perspectives on that, and also how would I put it like this? Freedom can be an amazing thing, but what terrifies me about freedom is that when you have the ability to do whatever you want, some people questions if freedom is a good idea since you can do whatever you want, and usually people don't choose the best choices when they do whatever they want. But then again, that's their point of view. So at that point, you wouldn't be able to judge them and many other stuff since that's freedom for you. So then people
Exactly.
always ask for balance and stuff like that, and then that would be true freedom. But also at the same time, I would find that hard to believe and stuff like that since not everybody will agree on the same thing. It's too different. It's too. The idea of that can be expanded many different thoughts and many different things. We were all born and raised different from different parents, different countries, languages, heritage. Uh, the way how we are now on Earth, from all the history we have gathered, into where we're at now, it will be scary to even have the type of idea of freedom since a lot of people have many different things and many different controversial opinions and ideals, and
Mm.
I don't know about that. But then again, I'm always observant to the idea because I like learning more as I go. Hence why this is what this series is about. So you learn, you debate, and you also come to a conclusion, and you also spread wisdom and advice to others during these interactions or experiences. So from my experience, I've I've seen like a good deal of things that could have handled differently, and that there are some things I do agree with, and that is something to think about, and it is amazing to have this type of mindset when you're going out through life, especially for this young man right here, since he's been through a lot. So from his experience yet alone, he's developed very vast amount of opinions, many different things, and many other personal things that I'm not going to explain because that's mainly his business. Um, it's hard. It's really hard to
It's
really think.
just too graphic.
We don't talk about that. So yeah, um, but yeah, I love how the way life
No.
is, but also I always like to strive for more when it comes to in different ways and different better befan- benefits. Fucking stuttering benefits for us in the end, so that's so we can have like a great understanding. The things that I want is kind of fairy tale, but also at the same time, that's the best part about life. Because then afterwards, you sometimes fantasizing things gives you a great dose of reality that helps define you as a person and for your justice.
Mm.
That's why I
Now,
love the yin and yang so much.
that part, I can understand. Also, what would be a fun topic is that you said earlier, drive. That word alone brings up for a great topic to actually talk about, actually.
Hmm.
Because you've known it too, as well as I. They know it. Well, some of the older audience knows it too, like us. Humans like us, humans in general have gotten weaker over the years. And I'm not talking just physically. I'm talking just also mentally and
What makes you
spiritually.
say that?
Even in here, do you not know our brains, just scientists, our brains are getting smaller and smaller these days by the year because we humans are dependent too much on technology that can do things for us. So our brains are de-evolving. I know what the word, but it's kind of opposite of evolving. Why, for instance, have you ever had
So
moments,
regressing.
or
Yeah.
most of you, I guarantee you, I most have seen you, there's proof of this, and I can guarantee you, most of you would know this or notice, you do not know when you're about to tell someone something, it's like around the tip of your tongue, but that moment, it's as if you forget. You even forget a few sentences, forget a few words, you even forget things that you already should have known about. Like the meaning of most things. You forget what you're going to say. And that's been happening a lot. And over years, it's happened more and more. Because our brains are just getting smaller. For a lot of us. We're becoming dumber and dumber by every year. I'm sure you've noticed, right?
To a degree,
You had
yes,
your
because
moments
there's
too.
been... Yeah, I do, but
Trinity
also at the same time,
definitely has
it's
its moments.
Yep.
Exactly. How it affects you already depends on how your mind already was to begin with. But that's not the main topic. I was just bringing that up. But I also meant to say humans are getting overly sensitive too over the years. But you also noticed back then that we humans can take jokes like it's just no tomorrow. We can be roasted and have a good ass time after crying about it. We can actually take a hit and not act like it's the end of the day back then. But these days, humans have gotten weak. So weak, in fact, that even our celebrities gets overly sensitive over a joke that his wife didn't like and goes up to slaps a motherfucker. Right? On stage in
you
public.
know you know what you
We all
did.
know who I'm talking about.
You know what you did.
You know what we're talking about. We know you're there. We've gotten so sensitive that, like, oh my god, where do I even begin? Actually, how sensitive we humans have gotten. I can't even take a joke worth a damn.
I can already know what this.
We got fucking pronouns now.
Well, I
We got
mean,
pronouns now.
that's a
And
different
no,
thing.
it's not just that. It's not just that, but it's how sensitive it is. How sensitive people get. Like you used to say like, they're fine. They're like, excuse me, it's her. You know who I was talking about. You know what I meant. Let me do my sentences. They're so sensitive. Next thing you know, you're yelling at you about it. Or like, wait, get this. Oh my god, the DID, hear that about that DID nonsense, or even when they do, right? Or like that little space bullshit. It's like you can't treat people the same way. Like, why? Like, who cares? They're the same person legally. They're born that way. All right, I don't give a damn. Dry throat. So like, okay, so here's the funny thing. I had a friend. Yesterday, they were petting their friend like normal, they were doing their thing, and then like the person's boyfriend goes around, and he was like, instead of telling them, "All right, that's the little space," like goes off on them for like, no, that's their fucking little space. They're like, why are you petting them? You fucking pedo. Excuse me? This person's like in their fucking like 20s? How the fuck? How does this make. Huh? What?
Yeah, I could already tell what this title's gonna be. This is.
are.
I don't know if I
Believe
should
it.
make this a series
It's
within
hilarious,
itself.
I tell you. It's ridiculous. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I know. Most of you are like that. You filthy motherfucker. You know what? Getting too high for this, baby. So.
That's a lot to unpack there.
Oh man. Oh yeah. We're not even just getting started, baby. Just getting started.
Oh, there's gonna be so
So.
much stuff. I'm going to like. Okay, go ahead.
So like you can tell you can say the most weakest joke ever. Like you can pull like one of those generic, corny ass jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And humans of these days, like, oh my god, I'm dying. Oh god, this feels like I'm being rejected. Our first time, and now my life's over. Oh god. These days, I just look back at that and just look at situations like that. Like, your weakness disgusts me, but it's also hilarious to watch. So I can play a game with like a friend, right? Probably hitting on a girl. Oh, like, hey yo, hey, yeah, like girl, like yo, I can come in and make my moves. Like, dude, what the hell? I look at him like, I hope you enjoy being a single dad.
Oh god.
Oh, that'd be like a sick.
This is not a
And,
Rona's Mind episode.
and
This is
it's,
so different.
then no, hold on. Then it gets like in his point of view, in his mind, is like, and I took it personally. I took it personally. He's trying to fight me now. I'm like, okay. This is the high talking.
You know
But
what?
good.
This episode is gonna be called like freaking Rona's Mind, Renkian Brothers Talk Ideals or something like that. It is not no average Rona Mind episode.
Yeah. Hey man, big bro is just films. I'm sorry, I'm getting comfortable. I got way
No,
too
it's
comfortable.
fine. No, I like that. It adds more
Yeah.
personality. I like it. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
How would I
So like,
talk about that?
is your atmosphere usually like this fucking Buddha statue right there?
Listen, man,
This
it is not all Buddha, but you know, it's it is not. Is that all Buddha?
I just realized I said like voodoo before I said it
God
correct.
damn it! I have no idea how you
Boy,
said
they're
it, but
gonna
all
come
I
at me
know is
now.
that I know I said it correctly, and it's Buddha.
I don't even know how I said it. Hey, man, I don't even. I can't
You,
remember how I said it before I said Buddha.
he's high as fuck, so we're just gonna move
Yeah.
off.
Bro.
Oh
Shit,
god.
bro, ladies love me.
I was planning on doing a topic about it, so I guess we'll do like in a future episode. But I guess we'll talk a little bit about it now. But I was gonna actually add the people that really do talk about it a lot, and also go through this on a daily day basis. When it comes to pronouns, once again, yes, it can like there are moments where some people really take it hard and stuff like that, which I get. It's very like it'd be like a big deal out of nowhere and stuff like that, which it's a simple mistake and stuff like that. But sometimes people like to be recognized. Hear me out. It is not. Hear me out. Some people like to be recognized by these certain pronouns since that's just how they feel and that's what they believe that they are. Like, you know, you're a guy, so you are forever a guy. That's that's who you are.
Can I?
Yes, go right ahead.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck their feelings.
This see
me
him are very different. Me and him are very different when it comes to these things. Me, I'm very lighthearted about it and stuff like that. But he,
you know what, man? I ain't gotta call you by your dad. Don't force your shit onto me, alright? I already don't like being told what to do, alright? If calling you like by like another name is offensive to you, something that I'm just used to telling people or calling them by, I don't know where this shit even came from to begin with. Alright, what happened when it used to be like just it's boys and girls? When was that? Because like her, him, or he, her, or and him, he, I guess. Why was it just like no one? I don't know where they came from. Like to me, when you call yourself they, them, I'm thinking of multiple people. All right, so like, wait, what are we talking about here? So like, do I need to charge you extra because you're multiple people now?
We are cutting in there. We are cutting in there. We are cutting. We're cutting. We're cutting. You know what you did when you said that. We are cutting that there.
What you mean?
We're cutting.
What you mean?
We are
Literally,
we are silencing that topic.
they just all right, and you can bleep that out if you want.
I don't even know how to bleep that out, so I'm just gonna leave it in. Fuck it. I don't know how to
Good,
bleep
that's
shit out.
crazy.
That's staying in
Damn
there.
right.
Different
Should I
topic.
add a pig snort to it?
I hate you so much.
I'm just saying.
I hate you.
Hey man, hey man, I ain't tripping, but I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying.
Look, once again, everybody has their own ideas and stuff like that, and that's just how they feel. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Their
right.
ideas are bullshit. That's what I think.
This
That's
is
my ideal. My ideal thinks your ideal is bullshit, and you know what you did.
different topic.
Don't force it on me. I'ma find you.
Different topic.
I'm 6'11". I'll come for you.
I've every other topic I was gonna go on, other than that, just went out the window ever since you started going off. I don't know what the fuck else I was about to talk about. God damn it.
You know what you was going to see. This is what I mean. Monkey mindset. They're getting smaller. All right.
I hate you. We're not going inside the cloud in this bitch. Why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
justice. We all got our point across when it comes to like different viewpoints and stuff like that. His viewpoint is like exactly how it is. It's very straightforward, neutral to the certain standard and stuff like that. Just understand from this person to this person. Way how I see it from my point of view when we talked about it is the good and evil, which is yin and yang, and finding the balance within it, which still adds up to the neutral. It's just a bit more extra steps because I'm a complicated person at times when I should not make it complicated. But then again, life we only live life once, so I thought maybe developing this will be a better idea just to see how well I can like perspect like things way more accurately and differently. You can't be accurate all the time, so that's why you alter it. And then you talk about evolution. Yes, evolution is a thing that happens, and there's a regression where we travel backwards instead of forwards in our evolutions. Overall, this whole thing, no matter how you feel at the end of the day, it is up to you to decide what is right and what is wrong, and making sure that you get the possible thing that you can get out of it from a neutral mindset and seeing both sides of the spectrum. It might be a hard concept to get, but as soon as you get it, it helps you out a lot more because then afterwards the stress that you feel during out these processes of trying to find justice in many different arguments or fights and stuff like that, at the end of the day you will know the true answer lies within us. And also, no matter what, we still need each other at the end of the day, no matter what it is, because good people thrive off of evil people and evil people thrive off of good people. It's a never ending cycle, and that's not something that can be broken. It's just it is a law within itself. As much as a lot of people hate laws, that's the type of law that's where like it it is made throughout the time from where we began to now, because like you said, there was no such thing as good and bad. But as we develop, that developed within us. Hence why it exists. Um, is there anything else you would like to say before we end this? Because we've been going on for 50 minutes. So this is gonna be a 50-minute long episode. And I'm probably going to have to cut out some shit. But other than that, would you like to add anything else?
Oh yes. Two more things. I also have Discord and Instagram. You can always put in my Discord which will probably, hopefully, be in the description, or you can probably
I'll
edit
add
that
it in.
in, I guess.
I'll add that in.
And and I have an Instagram too. You can go ahead and follow me on there. I'll be posting a lot of screenshots, some vids on there. So some of my lessons on there. Just at me on Instagram at ArizenSama. That's pretty much it for here. And I can't wait to see you on there as well. If you have any questions for me, you can always DM me in my Discord or Instagram, or you can even add me on VR chat, which is literally also ArizenSama with those squiggly lines in there. Yes.
Yep.
You have me on here too.
All
I'm
right.
sure he'll edit those in anyway.
So, remember, Ronins, at the end of the day, we're all here to learn and thrive as a community and also learn from one another just to become even better than what we were yesterday. You only have one life. You might as well try to use it and gain every last bit of that as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, only you can paint the picture of your own adventure. As for me, I'm doing that right now with this series that I love very much dearly, and I also like having different people on here just to bring out more of that aspect. So, thank you all for watching. This is ArizenjiTSF, and I will be seeing you guys in the next episode of Ronin's Mind. Take care.